Get ready for action because we are diving straight into the NBA drama. We start with a major decision regarding Victor Wembanyama. After his ejection and the Spurs loss to the Timberwolves, the NBA has made a crucial ruling, and we break down exactly what that means for the upcoming playoff picture. We have the details on the fine decision report and why this ruling is a huge factor moving forward.
Here's a simple way to protect your phone without stress. This ALEN 3-pack comes with tempered glass screen protectors, camera lens protectors, and an installation frame for an easier, cleaner fit. It's clear, case-friendly, and built to help guard against scratches and everyday bumps. Check the link in the comments to get it on Amazon.
Next up, we look at the escalating tension in the series. The Spurs and the Timberwolves are locked in a high-stakes battle, heading into Game 5 where the stakes couldn't be higher. We explore the predictions and the growing sentiment surrounding Victor Wembanyama's potential revenge game as the series gets tied at 2 games apiece. Now we hear from the Timberwolves guard himself. Mike Conley has weighed in on the situation, sharing his perspective on the situation after Wembanyama's ejection and what the team expects from him in Game 5. This is a veteran challenge that sets the tone for what's coming on the court. Finally, we look at the full picture for Game 5. We break down the key player matchups, the injury reports for De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper, and the expert predictions for this pivotal contest. Don't miss a second of the action as the Spurs fight to take the series lead and move closer to the Western Conference Finals. Stay with us for the full analysis. The NBA has reportedly decided not to impose a fine or suspension on San Antonio Spurs star Victor Wembanyama, following an ejection during the team's loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 4 of their second-round series. The incident occurred when Wembanyama was assessed a flagrant 2 foul after his elbow struck Timberwolves center Naz Reid in the chin during the second quarter of the game. Wembanyama had a productive performance before the ejection, recording 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist in 12 minutes. The Spurs trailed 36-34 at the time of the incident, and the Timberwolves ultimately tied the series at 2 games apiece. Spurs head coach Mitch Johnson indicated that Wembanyama's actions were a direct result of the play's outcome and did not warrant further disciplinary action. Johnson stated, "They did what they did because of the outcome of the play. So be it. But to have anything on top of that I think would be ridiculous." A potential suspension for the young player would have been a significant setback for the Spurs heading into a crucial Game 5 matchup. Wembanyama remains a pivotal figure for the Spurs, averaging 25 points, 11.5 rebounds, and 3.1 blocks per game in the regular season, complemented by a 51.2% field goal percentage. He has been recognized with unanimous Defensive Player of the Year honors and was an MVP finalist. With the decision settled, Wembanyama is set to return to the court as the Spurs aim to take a 3-2 series lead and advance to the Western Conference Finals for the first time since 2017. Game 5 between the Spurs and Timberwolves is scheduled for Tuesday at 8 p.m. ET. The NBA playoff series between the Timberwolves and the Spurs is escalating into a high-stakes battle, with Game 5 set to determine momentum. The series has been characterized by intense back-and-forth action, with the Timberwolves securing the home court advantage in Game 1 before the Spurs reclaimed the lead in Game 3. As the series heads into Game 5, expectations are mounting, with oddsmakers favoring the Spurs as 10.5-point favorites with a -410 moneyline. Analyzing the series, data and analytics offer insights, though the human element remains crucial. Following Victor Wembanyama's ejection in Game 4, his reserved demeanor was interpreted by some as plotting revenge for a perceived slight. The Timberwolves have engaged physically with Wembanyama throughout the series, and the Spurs' big man attempted to counter in Game 4, resulting in a 2-2 split in the series rather than a dominant 3-1 lead for San Antonio. The Spurs, despite entering as heavy favorites, now face a best-of-3 scenario with 2 home games remaining, suggesting a dominant performance from Wembanyama in Game 5. His recent performances have been exceptional, including a 40-point, 15-rebound game in the regular season opener and a strong return from injury in the NBA Cup semis. In Game 3 of this series, Wembanyama was instrumental, scoring 16 of his 39 points in the fourth quarter to seal the victory. Wembanyama has also dominated the glass, securing 15 rebounds in the first 3 games of the series. His scoring progression suggests he has successfully navigated the Timberwolves' defensive schemes. Analysts are predicting a massive revenge game from the Alien on Tuesday night, with strong indications favoring Wembanyama to exceed his points and rebounds prop bet, specifically over 39.5 points and rebounds. Malik Smith, an NBA and combat sports data specialist since 2017, is deeply immersed in the sports betting industry, constantly seeking statistical edges on player props. Victor Wembanyama faces a significant challenge in Game 5 as the San Antonio Spurs attempt to navigate a tight series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Following his Game 4 ejection, the focus has shifted from disciplinary action to performance and composure. Timberwolves guard Mike Conley openly signaled that Minnesota did not dwell on the foul call against Wembanyama, viewing the situation as a veteran challenge to maintain competitive intensity. Conley stated, "Honestly, I don't think we even thought about it much at all. Once the ruling came down, it was just like we expected that and just moved forward. We don't want guys to miss games. We want to play against the best." This comment sets a clear expectation for Wembanyama for Game 5, emphasizing that Minnesota is prepared for a physical contest. Conley further stressed the fluid nature of playoff officiating, advising Wembanyama, "You can't be 2 games ago. It can't be last game. You have to be ready for what's called tonight." The series reached a tense 2-2 tie after Wembanyama was ejected in Game 4 following an altercation with Naz Reid. The Spurs now need Wembanyama to deliver a dominant performance, balancing the need for force with the imperative to avoid another emotional flashpoint that could sideline him. The Spurs' backcourt depth is a key concern. De'Aaron Fox is listed as questionable due to right ankle soreness, while Dante DiVincenzo is out with an Achilles tendon repair. Dylan Harper is also questionable with knee soreness, though he showed significant production in Game 4. Wembanyama's role is amplified. If Fox or Harper are limited, San Antonio loses crucial offensive creators. Meanwhile, Minnesota faces its own balancing act. Anthony Edwards has been playing through knee trouble, delivering 36 points in Game 4, while the team is still managing physical concerns. The Wolves are pressing Edwards to carry the team while dealing with lingering issues. With Game 5 scheduled for Tuesday, May 12, at the Frost Bank Center, the stakes are high. A win secures a 3-2 series lead, while a loss sets the stage for elimination in Game 6. For Wembanyama, the challenge is clear. The suspension question is settled. Now he must demonstrate availability, composure, and the ability to withstand Minnesota's physical approach over 4 full quarters. The NBA Western Conference playoff series between the San Antonio Spurs and the Minnesota Timberwolves heads to Game 5 tonight, with the series tied at 2 games apiece. A significant development for the Spurs is that Victor Wembanyama has not been suspended by the league following the incident in Game 4, a major advantage for San Antonio. Despite the absence of Wembanyama, the Timberwolves showed resilience, ultimately prevailing in Game 4 with a 114-109 victory, wearing down the Spurs after their leader was sidelined. Rookie Dylan Harper has emerged as a standout in this series, demonstrating significant maturation and increased scoring prowess in the postseason, notably leading the Spurs with 24 points in Game 4. Rudy Gobert remains a consistent force for the Timberwolves, averaging 10 rebounds and nearly 1.5 blocks per game, alongside 2.5 assists in the series. The outcome of tonight's game is pivotal, as the winner will take a substantial step closer to a Western Conference Finals matchup against the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have remained undefeated in the postseason. The pressure is high as both teams assess whether their stars and supporting casts can elevate their performance to a new level. Analysis ahead of the game incorporates lineup considerations, injury reports, and other factors influencing betting lines and totals. Latest odds from DraftKings show the Spurs favored by -9.5, with a game total set at 218.5. Experts and modeling tools are providing detailed projections based on recent performance, head-to-head matchups, and statistical trends to inform predictions for moneyline, spread, and over-under bets. The NBA is currently featured on NBC and Peacock, offering extensive coverage, highlights, and analysis.